We have some concerns around US investments at the moment. The equities are very expensive. The slide on the left just shows that. The green dots, if they are close to that dark blue line, then they sort of averagely valued. If they're very much higher than that, and especially when they start getting close to the 30 times level, they are very expensive. And we know that when investments are that expensive, history has shown us time and time and again that the future returns are very low. NASDAQ 100, we potentially below 5% returns over the next 10 years. Whereas the mid-cap shares, the S&P mid-cap, is pretty much on average. The graph on the right shows you times in history when the bond market and the equity market have moved more in tandem. So when the blue lines are above zero, they are moving more in tandem. And you don't actually want that. You're buying bonds to give you some diversification. And we've seen at the moment that the US bond market has not given us that diversification. And unless that changes, we are going to see fewer and fewer investors in the bond market. A country's currency is one of the measures of how strong that country is relative to other countries. The blue line at the bottom, or graph at the bottom, just shows when the dollar was stronger, i.e. the graph is higher, or not. And this goes back to 1974, and you can see at the moment the dollar is at one of its highest points or strongest points ever in the last 40 years. On the right-hand side, it just gives you an idea of the different pillars that influence whether a country's currency is strong or not. And those, you can see, of those 5 different pillars, there's probably only one of them at the moment that is leading to a stronger dollar. So we think that we could see the dollar weakening in the coming periods. Will the US economy carry on growing at the same rate that it has? We think that there's 2 things that stand out quite a bit there. One is the shrinking labor force. It has been shrinking for a number of years, and we think there'll be a further handbrake on that because of the changes in policy around immigration and deportation of illegal immigrants, so less supply of labor. On the other side is that government spending has cumulatively exceeded revenue by nearly 45% of GDP. That's what this graph shows below over the last 5 years. And with them tightening their belt, as it were, we think there's going to be less spending in that respect to stimulate the economy. Those 2 things will probably slow the economic growth down a bit in the US. If you found any of this interesting, please go and watch the full monthly wrap-up on our YouTube channel.